जितनी धूप तेरी उतनी ही मेरी, जितना चांद तेरा उतना ही मेरा, जितनी धूप तेरी उतनी ही मेरी, जितना चांद तेरा उतना ही मेरा। बादल हो या जितना चांद तेरा हो या काली मेरा, एहसास होना लगाव का मिलके कहेंगे हम। जितनी धूप
हमें हक है, हमें हक है,
जितना चांद तेरा उतना ही मेरा। बादल हो या चांद तेरा हो या काली मेरा, एहसास होना लगाव का मिलके कहेंगे हम। जितनी धूप
हमें हक है, हमें हक है,
जितना चांद तेरा उतना ही मेरा। बादल हो या चांद तेरा हो या काली मेरा, एहसास होना लगाव का मिलके कहेंगे हम। जितनी धूप
हमें हक है, हमें हक है,
जितना चांद तेरा उतना ही मेरा। बादल हो या चांद तेरा हो या काली मेरा, एहसास होना लगाव का मिलके कहेंगे हम। आया जितनी ताज
हमें हक है, हमें हक है,
जितना चांद तेरा उतना ही नजर होना करुणा की, भाव हो नादान का। गिरते को उठाया तो अंदाज हो बस प्यार का, स्नेह को है जानता, स्पर्श को है पहचानता। स्नेह को है जानता, स्पर्श को है पहचानता। है यही महानता, एक साथ रहेंगे हम।
हमें हक है, हमें हक है,
हक है बराबरी का, गर्व से जिएंगे हम। हक है बराबरी का, गर्व से जिएंगे हम। गर्व से जिएंगे हम, गर्व से जिएंगे हम। तेरे जैसा हूँ चाहे दिखलाऊं ना मैं, रंग वही सारे मुझ में झलकाऊं ना मैं। तेरे जैसा हूँ चाहे दिखलाऊं ना मैं, रंग वही सारे मुझ में झलकाऊं ना मैं। अंधेरों को दीप में, आंसुओं को सीप में, हार को बदल के जीत में रख देंगे हम।
हमें हक है, हमें हक है,
हक है बराबरी का, गर्व से जिएंगे हम। हक है बराबरी का, गर्व से जिएंगे हम। गर्व से जिएंगे हम, गर्व से जिएंगे हम। गर्व से जिएंगे हम, गर्व से जिएंगे हम।
Good evening, everyone. We will be starting the celebration shortly. Please excuse us latency or technical related issues. Thanks to the internet bandwidth. Hope all of you are going to enjoy the celebration with us today. Thank you.
Namaste. Good evening, everybody. Enable India turns 21. And what a better way to celebrate this than with friends, family, and supporters like yourself. So, today, thank you for being part of this celebration with us for this 2 hour event. And we really hope to have a good interactive session via the digital media, of course. We would have loved to host you in person, but given the constraints, I think technology kind of stepped in here and you are able to share this evening with us from the comfort of your home. Now, 2020, what can I say? All of us, and I can vouch for everybody, what we have experienced, this is completely unprecedented. Nobody had an idea of, what's going to happen and how we've lived through it, unless you are 100 years old and you have experienced the Spanish flu. So my gut feel is that none of you qualify in that category. The emotion that has come out really strong during this entire pandemic and the way we've kind of braved it is the human resilience. Resilience is very different than just being numb. Resilience means you experience, you feel, you fail, you hurt, you fall, but you keep going. Beautifully said by Yasmin Mogahed. And that's so true. With all the constraints that we have, the human perseverance has, we've outdone ourselves. And all together, we've managed to brave this. We've lost friends, we've faced constraints which we are unheard of, coming to office, having a coffee with friend, traveling, all those things which were like part of normal. We can just envisage how life would be with the new normal. So any which ways, enjoy yourself. And now we're going to start this evening with lighting of the lamp. Have fun, and thank you for joining us again.
This is the EI candle. Now it is lit. And the flame is dancing like a music.
We at Enable India believe in the power of the collective. Enjoy the song Sangachatvam. Let us move together, accompanied by a montage of pictures. See our stakeholders and staff in various events and trainings that were organized in the year 2020.
Pictures of Enable India teams at different locations by different teams.
सञ्जानना उपासते संवदध्वं संवो मनासि जानताम् संगच्छध्वं संवदध्वं संवो मनासि जानताम् संवो मनासि जानताम् संवो मनासि जानताम्.
Let us take a moment to remember the pillars of strength who we lost.
हजारों साल नरगिस अपनी बेनूरी पे रोती है, बड़ी मुश्किल से होता है चमन में दीदावर पैदा. With lot of pain and grief, I am putting on record the sad demise of three gentlemen and well-wishers of EnAble India. Shri V.V. Raghavan was a great well-wisher of EnAble India ever since EnAble India was established. He was a spiritual person, a great academician, and a corporate leader. He was one of our very important and valid donors. He always used to say, love all, help all, serve ever, and hate never. Sri Raghavan is the father of Shanti Madam. Another great well-wisher of EnAble India, Sri Nandan Dayya sir, we lost him during this year. He was a well-known person in social sector, had his own trust known as Maitri Trust. He was a donor for us through this Maitri Trust. He always used to tell us that EnAble India has lots of things to offer to the rest of the world. He had a firm belief that the West has to learn from us, and EnAble India can do a lot for it. We lost third gentleman who was one of us, Raghavendra Rao, or very fondly known as Randy or Raghu by his teammates. Raghavendra worked in our admin team and was an ever smiling person. Unfortunately, we lost him to a heart attack very recently in the office. Raghavendra was a very, very hard-working person and a man of qualities. EnAble India has lost a great human asset by losing him. मैं इन सभी पुण्य आत्माओं की शांति के लिए प्रभु से प्रार्थना करता हूं, आप भी मेरे साथ शामिल हो जाएं. Lead us from ignorance to knowledge. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you, everybody.
Now we get into the business end of the evening. I would like to invite Dipesh Sutaria, co-founder and CEO of EnAble India, to say a few words.
Welcome all of you to the celebration of the human spirit. EnAble India turns 21 today, so we have the voting right now. Yeah, in some sense, we have become active citizens. I would like to just start by telling everyone, I think, about quoting a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. He mentioned that your beliefs becomes your thoughts becomes your words becomes your actions becomes your habits become your values, and your values becomes your destiny. And I think I so believe that that is what been the journey of Enable India, where actually we have just carried our values, and the values which we imbibe and the values which we cherish with all of you as partners together, and we are going towards the destiny. And how does that happen? So I think we have seen in the last year the whole resilience. But I believe that for persons with disability, resilience has been the way of life. And last year has just basically told the rest of the world about resilience. So this is very, very important for all of us and to understand. And want to welcome you, all of you, to just celebrate with us the whole human spirit which we believe in. And today we are celebrating the 21st founding day of Enable India. And again, I just want to end by one more quote from the Mahatma Gandhi. And he says that in order to find yourself, you have to get lost in the service of others. And that is what we believe. And I think all of you, I'm sure, are believing in something or the other just by being a part of this whole journey of Enable India. And I welcome you to just go through this journey with all of us, not only today, but in the future and beyond. So thank you very much.
The COVID 19 pandemic has tested us, pushed us, and strengthened us. In the face of uncertainty and unpredictability, we have witnessed several storms. But we also know that it takes sunshine and rain to make rainbows. Here are some of the best rainbows that we witnessed at Enable India in 2020. We have been awarded the prestigious GuideStar India Transparency Key Award for 2019 and have joined India's largest pool of credible NGOs after undergoing a rigorous due diligence process. GuideStar India's Transparency Key is the foundation level certification indicating that the organization has filed its annual income tax returns as a tax exempt entity and has shared the same in the public domain. Enable India launched EI Labs in partnership with the Allegis Group, EASY, with the aim of catalyzing community for assistive solutions. EI Labs is a confluence of startups, innovators, and partners coming together for user-centric assistive solutions to promote the dignity and independence of persons with disability. In 2020, our co-founder Shanti Raghavan received the Hindu Business Line Changemaker Award from His Excellency Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu. We would like to congratulate the 2019-20 batch of the certificate course Discover the Success Factors for Disability Livelihoods the Enable India Way. They are the first cohort of India's one-of-a-kind standardized course that gives participants an enhanced perspective about the employability and employment of persons with disabilities. This year, we are excited to release the 2020 edition of the resource Jobs Done by Persons with Disability, a one-stop shop for various stakeholders in the disability livelihood space. With 291 job roles mapped to 11 disabilities across 22 sectors, this comprehensive resource has been built by the sector and for the sector. Enable India was proud to continue its accreditation for a further 3 years by Credibility Alliance, a process through which a voluntary organization is certified as adhering to accountability norms and providing service of a reasonably good quality. The recognition helps the public and others to trust in the quality of its services. This year, we were thrilled to see Shanti Raghavan and Deepesh Sutaria awarded as the Social Innovator of the Year 2020. Shanti Raghavan, co-founder and managing trustee, and Deepesh Sutaria, co-founder and CEO Enable India, are among 12 awardees across the world in this category. The 2020 awardees represent a new ecosystem of leaders who are driving change and shifting organizations and systems towards a more just, inclusive, and sustainable future. We were delighted to see Shanti Raghavan speaking at the World Economic Forum's Pioneers of Change Summit in November. Faced with the consequences of the global pandemic, This summit gave us a window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. In 2020, we celebrated World Disability Day in collaboration with Purple Space. We hosted a conversation with 4 of our valuable allies who shared their personal and organizational journey on disability inclusion. EnAble India was honored to receive the Global Zero Project Award on this World Disability Day. EnAble Vision's path-breaking iTool, Educate Yourself Easily, won for innovative technologies. The iTool, which has over 10,000 users in 15 countries, is a self-learning tool to enable persons with vision impairment to create a digital pathway for 21st century computer-based jobs. On this note, we would like to thank every individual and stakeholder for their support in our journey of celebrating the resilience of the human spirit.
I think you guys are having a good time. I am. But you know what? Some wise persons once said, without music, life would be a mistake. And who am I to, kind of contradict what the great master Nietzsche had to say? So taking a clue from that, why don't we add some music to this? And I would like to introduce somebody who has been asked to come and spend this evening with us on extremely popular demand. One from our own extended family, Ritvik Rajan. Ladies and gentlemen, Ritvik Rajan for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ritvik Rajan, performing for EnAble India. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Shall we party? Aaj ki party. Here's a foot tapping number from the movie Bajrangi Bhaijaan. Party, oh party, a party, party, a party, a party, oh party, a party, party, a party. है celebration, नाचो दनादन, म्यूजिक बजाओ, कह दो ये सबसे. आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से, आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से, चंद को बोलो उतरे फलक से. आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से, चंद को बोलो उतरे फलक से. आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से. डम डम डुकुर डुकुर आ डम डम डुकुर डुकुर ओ डम डम डुकुर डुकुर डे बना कर डे डको. डम डम डुकुर डुकुर आ डम डम डुकुर डुकुर ओ डम डम डुकुर डुकुर डे बना कर डे पको. मची है चूल तोड़ के रूल करे वो स्टक के गिरे लोग दाएं बाएं. नींद भी गुल जश्न है फुल नच चमके के पूरा फ्लोर हिल जाए. बाज ना आए शोर मचाए पार्टी जो ना करे उसका टाटा बाय. मची है चूल तोड़ के रूल करे वो स्टक को गिरे लोग दाएं बाएं. चमके के पूरा फ्लोर हिल जाए. बाज ना आए शोर मचाए पार्टी जो न करे उसका टाटा बाय. है इनविटेशन मिलके करे फन, आओ जहाज में या बद के ट्रक से. आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से, आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से, चंद को बोलो उतरे फलक से. आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से. डम डम डुकुर डुकुर आ डम डम डुकुर डुकुर ओ डम डम डुकुर डुकुर डे बना दनादन नाचो दनादन म्यूजिक बजाओ कह दो ये सबसे आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से चांद को बोलो उतरे फलक से आज की पार्टी मेरी तरफ से धम धम डकर डकर ओ धम धम डकर डकर ओ धम धम डकर डकर डेला कर डिगली ओ धम धम डकर डकर ओ धम धम डकर डकर ओ धम धम डकर डकर डेला कर डिगली ओ
I am sure you are all enjoying this evening, but we could always do with an energy boost. Welcoming Shanti Raghavan, founder and managing trustee, EnAble India.
To 21 years of EnAble India. I want to welcome our staff, our alumni, the partner companies, funders, volunteers, parents, and everybody out there. Thank you for all the support and thank you for being part of the journey of celebration of human spirit with EnAble India, and looking forward to many more years of this journey together.
Has it already been a year since last EI Day? What a surreal year it's been. Time and space has taken new meaning, but our work has persevered. Let us now listen to our leaders, funders, candidates, and partners to understand their journey this year and celebrate the resilience of human spirit.
My two pillars of strength, Team EnAble Vision, Team EnAble Vani. I am incredibly proud of you for your ability to learn quickly, respond to these needs during these unprecedented times, the resilience that you have shown. Tremendous job. I know for a fact the COVID has come in blessing in disguise for both programs, because in both programs we see that scale of your impact during this time. Very happy to see surge of callers on EnAble Vani platform. While that is happening, the team also has to work with Onion Dev in making the platform, dedicated platform for COVID accessible for persons with disability during our through our EnAble Vani platform. The team has put in so many hours of translation, putting new SOPs, responding to the changing needs. But what makes me proud and gives me goosebumps is really that the way the team has orchestrated in bringing the community together to help each other. During the pandemic on the platform, we see a lot of interaction, people sharing information on how to deal with this pandemic, our best practices. For so many persons with disability, isolation is not new. So on the platform, we saw people sharing that information during the pandemic, how to manage this isolation, and how to access government schemes, how to access necessary essentials, or even people talking about how to take care of mental health during this time. People posted about livelihood opportunities that are available at the community level when the whole world is talking about job losses. So fantastic. So while we see this with EnAble Vani, and EnAble Vision also has to respond to the changes quickly, because when we went in for lockdown, closing down the office, team has to quickly work on how to change the on-site trainings into online formats. For example, something like discovering hands, where they're still learning how to do, but people have to make course correction there. People have to really work on the safety and measures for candidates who are living in PGs. But we also saw great demand during the lockdown for digital literacy, so that our trainers have to quickly learn new platforms, how to teach different learning platforms, and enable even senior visually impaired using those. We also have the team also has supported while we ourselves are learning to work from home, the team has to support other visually impaired who has to working in companies who has to learn to work from home. But what again makes me happy is the team has used this time very well in thinking about the future. We worked on zero project application. We were working on making the transfer, working with Ashoka transfer model in visualizing about how to scale our solution, iTool, which is a self-learning solution for visually impaired to learn computers across the globe. So we actually invested time in bringing the future to the present and build systems now. So we have a clear roadmap of transforming any iTool into a platform. So overall, I think not just responding to the emerging needs, but also thinking about the future. So in this journey, I would take this opportunity to thank our funders who are standing by us, showing faith in us. Thanks to Accenture, Bank of America, State Street, Cognizant, Apple, Oracle, for just believing in our potential, and investing in our cause. I also would like to thank the partners who have been with us in this difficult journey in scaling our impact. Thank you.
At State Street, our
Meenu
focus
Pamani from State Street.
internship programs is to support initiatives that enhance employability for youth. In the month of March, Enable India came to us with a unique program to train blind women and women who have a visual disability, to train them and prepare them for jobs in health and wellness industry. Given the credibility and track record of Enable India, for us it was an obvious choice to go with. There was no reason why we could not have supported it. This program was unique, Discovering Hands, as it is called, and we knew that in spite of the challenges posed by COVID, they will come up with innovative solutions to deal with it, to continue running the program. And this is a unique and first of its kind program in India. I congratulate Enable India for successfully completing 21 years, and I wish you many, many more to come. You have survived many crises, and I'm sure that there is lots for other organizations to learn from you, how to come up with solutions and have a solution-oriented approach to any crisis, to any problem. So thank you so much for everything that you do.
Hi all, how is it going? I hope you are all safe and healthy. This is Arun Kumar from Advanced Employability Batch. I am a person with low vision. Past 1 year I am pursuing in the Enable India. I started in 2019 on December as a foundation batch student. After the March, due to COVID, our course has changed to online. First they have introduced a conference call, then it went to another process. So so the first two was failure for us and trainer as well. Nevertheless, but ultimately they have found a Zoom for our session. After that, I have finished my foundation course. So I think our batch was the longest one in the Enable India. We faced a few difficulties like finishing task on time without the help of anyone because we were at home. So the sessions are not like face to face, but it was a great experience for us. Finally, we finished the foundation course. After September, I have joined in advanced employability training. Now I am expertise in the Zoom application. Ultimately, it will very helpful to the upcoming my job. So we had a lot of sessions online, especially in this pandemic. Most of the senior professionals came to those sessions. I think if it is offline, they might not come, even though they have busy schedules. So this is a fantastic change by COVID, and still we are enhancing our skills with the help of online session. Thanks for the tremendous opportunity uh, given by the Enable India, and be safe and stay healthy.
Namaskara to everybody. This is Murali working with the Center of Inclusion team at Enable India. During this unprecedented time, I was extremely happy the way the entire team in the Center of Inclusion has worked during this period. It was extremely happy to see the coordination between the teams, and also it was a very nice time for learning. The way the inclusion team was involved in developing the content, and now After the development of the content, the team has been enabled not only as executors but they have been enabled as the content developers also. So they moved one step ahead. So I'm happy. I'm also happy for the rural livelihood team with whom I'm working with, and the way the Garche Center partners have handled the situation in the rural areas of Karnataka. It was really amazing. The families of the PWDs were getting different services, right from food grains, medicines, to that of accessing the ATM machines, reaching their doorstep. All the partners coped up with the emergency situation and supported the PWDs. The rural livelihood team at Enable India has done a brilliant job. At this juncture of time, the team traveled twice to different districts in Karnataka and they have re-established the relationship with different R cities and root cities. Not only that, they the on-site training following the COVID norms issued by the government was adopted and the trainings were conducted for the persons with different kinds of disabilities in these R cities and root cities. Post which some of the most of the PWDs have become the revenue generating members to their families, especially at this time of crisis. They have exhibited their entrepreneurship skills at this time. Even now, the team has been moving to different locations and ensuring all the support that the PWDs require to set up their business. Then I want to talk about the team in Mysuru and the Garse Center in Lucknow. They have also done a tremendous job. They have ensured different kinds of PWDs have access to the trainings and have started their livelihoods. Sabal has done a wonderful job, by putting different things together and also conducting various camps. All this was possible because of the team's efforts. Each and every member of the team were committed towards a cause and they were also time to time reviewing the commitments towards the funders and the funders STPF and ANZ. I'm very thankful for all the support they have provided and which was a motivating factor for the entire team. So thanks all.
Hello, friends from EnAble India.
Captain
So,
Amitabh,
as
Tata
you
Steel.
celebrate our anniversary on 22nd of December, lots of good wishes and all the best for your all future endeavors from our side. And telling about the partnerships that we have had with EnAble India, it has been a great experience. Basically, we both share that passion for working for a person with disability for their dignity, and especially during this unprecedented COVID times, we thought of how we can leverage technology, and EnAble India was there with us to reach out to people from distant location and try our best to help them out. And I'm like happy to share that in these 4 5 months we have been able to reach out to many people. We have conducted even the disability camp at Normandy, and it was all possible because of the support. The best part that we love in this partnership is that we both work with a lot of passion, and we are we know that this is something which would need some time. It is not that it can be solved in a minute. So it's like Shanti says, it's an evolution process, and we are there, and hopefully together, maybe in the times to come, we would be proud of doing something really eventful in the field of disability. And again, I look forward for the year 2021. Maybe it is better than 2020. We hope that we come out from the clutches of this COVID and enjoy, meet, and maybe the next anniversary would be physical. like we would be meeting physically. Thank you so much and all the best.
Myself, for the Shantraj app, the director of Chikmagalur Multipurpose Social Service Society Hassan, take this opportunity to wish Enable India a happy Foundation Day. My special wishes to Mr. Deepesh and Mrs. Shanti. CMSS is established in the year 1978. It works towards the educational, social, cultural, and economical development of rural communities of Hassan and Chikmagalur districts of Karnataka. As the developmental wing and the Caritas of the Diocese of Chikmagalur, we run various need-based initiatives to empower the most vulnerable sections of the society, including the marginalized, downtrodden, and the underprivileged farmers, women, youth, children, and persons with disabilities. CMS's Girls Center Hassan is established on December 1st, 2019. It is a nodal center which strengthens the ecosystem of local government, NGOs, educational institutions, skilling partners, volunteers, parents of PWDs, employers, and any other relevant stakeholders to leverage their expertise and support for providing livelihood opportunities for the people with disabilities in the region. We are indeed happy to collaborate and work with the team members of EnAble India because the main goal of EnAble India is building livelihood ecosystem for persons with disabilities and striving to sustain the people with disabilities in the society. This is what is being done through the collaboration. During the pandemic, EnAble India supported and motivated us to have constant contact with PWDs through phone calls and video calls. A lot of guidance was given to reach out to the people with disabilities and to continue the programs through trainings and awareness. Due to the pandemic, we at CMSS faced a few constraints such as mobility, difficulty in reaching out to the people, migration of daily wage laborers, non-availability of government officials, people with disabilities, their caretakers, the stakeholders, so on and so forth. In spite of all these constraints, we at CMSS were able to organize 8 primary workshops, 3 committee meetings, 1 EDP training, and other awareness programs. We could reach out to 300 people with disabilities for their betterment. The credit goes to EnAble India. We would like to continue our collaboration with EnAble India because it is helping and working towards the self-sustainability of the people with disabilities and make them self-reliant. Through this collaboration, we wish many more people with disabilities will become self-confident, self-sufficient, self-reliant to lead a dignified life. I, along with the team of CMSS, thank EnAble India and its team for their cooperation and dedicated service. We wish one and all the very best in the days to come. God bless you.
To the entire team of
P.T.
EnAble
Thomas,
India,
HTTF.
celebrate this day together. As you are all well aware, 2020 has been extremely challenging for every sector and for every person, more so for people with disabilities. PWDs are struggling for acceptance and inclusion even under normal circumstances, and the pandemic has just increased those challenges. Thus, the role of organizations like EnAble is more important than ever before. We hope that EnAble will continue to work closely with employers to understand changing job requirements, as well as the youth with disabilities who are looking to actively enter the workforce. coming up with innovative solutions and pivoting on interventions. We wish you and the entire team all the very best.
Hi all, Shivakumar here from EnAble India's inclusion team. As we celebrate the 21st EnAble India Day, I use this opportunity to thank all EnAble Indians for showing the tremendous resilience power. At this unprecedented situation, you all have shown tremendous skills to identify various methods of overcoming the challenge that is thrown to us. Inclusion teams extended support to those employees of government sector and in various public sector undertakings, those who are forced to work from home at one day and were challenged again with technical issues. I salute inclusion team's performance on reaching out to them and providing various ways so that all these employees with disabilities can continue their work from home or other situations wherever they are. As a backbone to the support, all the support services and the remaining team of EnAble India has extended the similar kind of support to all the stakeholders so that even in this situation they can have an earning and they can support their family. My greatest support and thanks to all my EnAble Indians and those EnAble Indians who has come to us in the form of funders or partners or any other vendors for us. I thank for all your support and cooperation. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Let us sit back and enjoy Ritvik's tribute to S.P. Balasubramaniam.
Recently, we lost our dear SPB sir, one of the most accomplished playback singers of all times. I'll be singing Karnada Tai Sada Chinmayi, Kannada song from the movie Nanu Nanna Hendati as a tribute to SPB sir. La 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 la. करुणाडताई सदा चिन्मयी करुणाडताई सदा चिन्मयी ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಪ್ರೇಮಾಲಯ ಈ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಧೀರರಾಳಿದ ನಾಡು ನಿನ್ನದು ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಪಾಡಿದ ಬೀಡು ನಿನ್ನದು ವರ ಸಾಧು ಸಂತರ ನೆಲೆ ನಿನ್ನದು ಮಹಾಶಿಲ್ಪಕಾರರ ಕಲೆ ನಿನ್ನದು ಸಂಗೀತ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಸೆಲೆ ನಿನ್ನದು ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಪ್ರೇಮಾಲಯ ಈ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಜೀವತಂತಿ ಮೀಟುವ ಸ್ನೇಹ ನಮ್ಮದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಎನ್ನುವ ಔದಾರ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮದು ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಸೀಮೆಯ ಗುಡಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ಮಾಧುರ್ಯ ತುಂಬಿದ ನುಡಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಸವಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ರೋಮ ರೋಮಗಳು ನಿಂತವು ತಾಯೆ ಚೆಲುವ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಏನಿದೆ ಮಾಯೆ ಮುಗಿಲೆ ಕಡಲೆ ಸಿಡಿಲೆ ಏಳಿರಿ ಮುಗಿಲೆ ಕಡಲೆ ಸಿಡಿಲೆ ಏಳಿರಿ ತನವು ಮನವು ದನವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ತನವು ಮನವು ದನವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಈ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಪ್ರೇಮಾಲಯ ಈ ದೇವಾಲಯ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಕರುನಾಡ ತಾಯಿ ಸದಾ ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ.
We all had to discover a new normal this year. Our way of working has changed and possibly forever. Resilience has been described as a rubber ball that always bounces back. This is what we are seeing across our partners, employers, non-profits, and all our stakeholders. We will now hear more from the ground.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vinaya, Program Manager of the Livelihoods team. It is great to be celebrating our 21st year. This has been a unique year by any standards. I don't think there's a single person who has not been impacted by it. But what we have really seen in the year that has gone by is how people and organizations have risen to meet the challenge. They have come together, putting aside their personal problems with a single-minded purpose of ensuring that our work goes on, with the goal firmly in mind, livelihoods for persons with disabilities. Irrespective of who it is, whether it was our candidates, our stakeholders, the companies that we have worked with, we have seen across the groups grit, perseverance, risk-taking. The team has questioned every single thing that we do, how we do it. In moving from on-site operations to virtual world, it has taken every bit of creativity and coming together to ensure that we are able to move on. Whether it is in our work with our candidates, training them, or working with companies in conducting drives virtually. This has ensured that we have moved from strength to strength, and we can now aim from good to great. Behind all of this, we have seen a solid support from our funders, Allegis, Refinitiv, and Linde. If it weren't for them with their unstinted support and silently standing behind us as solid pillars, we would not have been able to achieve what we have done. Thank you, a big thank you to all of you all. As we go towards closing this year and getting into the new year, we see ourselves looking at a future full of promise. Thank you, everyone, and wish you all the best.
Hi, everyone. This is Nantara. So happy to be here on this amazing day with all of you. Just a quick message of extreme heartfelt gratitude to my team. We are still going through the entire coronavirus episode, and I know the teams have worked backwards to move products and services on the online mode to engage with companies. Yes, that's what we do. We engage with companies. We build inclusive communities in a very non-traditional space, that is corporate India. So I do take care of outreach at Enable India, and big thank you for making this happen, for this being in fact one of our most successful years so far. A big kudos to Kavya, Neil, who is part of the outreach team. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Allegis, who's our funder, and particularly Devika, Praveen, Panini, everyone at Allegis who truly believes in the power of volunteering and creating communities everywhere we go. I would also like to take a moment to thank the other part of the outreach team, that is my media communications team. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Sagar. Amazing job. I know the entire organization has been after you guys to keep putting things online, to create content, to create courses, to update academy, website. Everything has been happening in like a turbocharged mode. So thank you, everyone, and stay positive and much love, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Hi everyone, super happy to be
Devika
a
from
part of
Allegis
this
Group.
year's celebration as well with Enable India and all of you. And truly, what an year it has been. I don't think in the beginning of this year, none of us could have imagined going through what we have and being able to adapt and evolve whatever we've been used to the newer times and to the newer asks of the environment. So kudos to all of you for not stepping back and resting and ensuring that you still gave your best and did whatever possible to support the persons with disability community. Um, and that is also what I truly love about working with Enable India. There is never really a dull moment with you guys. There's always something new, there's always a new program to look at, there's always a new initiative that you have thought of, which is very important, I think, for all of us who are your partners in this journey, to keep ensuring that we don't settle down, we don't get complacent with what we have already. And what we already have is good, but there's always that strive to do better, to do more, to add something to the community, which also helps us to keep pushing and driving things from our end as well. So really happy to work with all of you. I know I've engaged with most of you at some point or the other, so it gives me absolute pleasure to continue working with you guys. I definitely look forward to almost on a yearly basis, and hopefully next year we will all be back in action in person, and I will be back in the Enable India office, maybe personally attending your annual celebrations. And up until then, best of luck to all of you, and three cheers for the Enable India team. Thank you so much.
We at Refinitiv are happy to celebrate
Ilango from Refinitiv.
Enable India this year. Now more than ever, you deserve our respect and thanks for striving to work towards the economic independence and dignity of people with disabilities and help them lead full lives. It's our privilege to support you in this endeavor to help them make the most of their rights and opportunities. The coronavirus is a major global crisis, leaving its mark in all areas, and particularly in a crisis like this, where it is the vulnerable in society that are most at risk. We must work even harder to ensure people in this community are able to enjoy their rights and are not left behind. We wanted to reassure you that we value the work that you do in supporting this community, and we'll be doing everything we can to help in this vital task. Enable India has been at the forefront and has made great strides in progress of the community, and we hope to able to support you in the future as well, that ensures each person with disability lives with a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, and a sense of well-being.
Hi everyone at EnAble India. A big
Archana from
congratulations.
SAP Labs India.
My name is Archana. I'm from SAP Labs India. I must say that you guys have been so supportive for us. Anything related to inclusion, we know it is one doorstop solution, which is EnAble India. You guys are doing amazing. You are the real heroes. Kudos to you and more success to your way. Congratulations once again. Good luck.
Hi, this is Sharbani, founder, director, and managing trustee of Vishwagori Charitable Trust. We have three projects that we run: a school program for children with autism and intellectual disabilities up to 16 years. Beyond that, the vocational program called Pragati Towards Livelihood. And there is an outreach program there are 5 NGOs in Karnataka and one in Kolkata, helping them set up primary education program based on our best practices. We are going through a very, very interesting phase in the history for which none of us are prepared for. People's life and livelihood are so much affected in many, many different ways. There is, on one hand, a story of isolation, but at the same time, there is also a room for deep interconnection. Post pandemic, we were very, very concerned about the future planning of our individuals, young adults with autism and intellectual disabilities. And then our friends from EnAble India came with this goodie bag under the banner of Mission 1000 and internship opportunities for our young adults. And so 2 of our young adults are posted as an intern in Thomson Reuters, and 2 of them have been assigned to us as part of the group. So we have 4 of them. And in the last 1.5 months, I think it has been a roller coaster ride of learning, problem solving, critical thinking for all of us in the team and parents, including everyone. So not everything about pandemic is just adverse. As long as one believes in the power of collectives, I think in Mission 1000, we have all come together with that one common belief, belief in mankind, belief in people, belief in the power of coming together. So we look forward to this continued journey under Mission 1000, and many thanks to EnAble India for having conceptualized this beautiful bringing together the NGOs under one banner. Thank you.
Hi, I am Shakti Nagaraj from Trichy, Tamil Nadu. I completed my MCA. I am having locomotor disability, and now I am working in EC Group Data Soft Chennai as a software engineer. During this coronavirus pandemic, I applied for many jobs and faced many interviews and failed in everything. But I don't know why. What is the reason? During this coronavirus pandemic, I joined in EnAble India and attended a course that is Get Ready for Job course by EnAble India, provided by EnAble India. It helped me to understand what is the mistake I'm doing, and it helped me in many ways. And it helped me to learn what should I do, how should I overcome it, and it helped me in many ways. Because of this coaching, I got a job from job in EC Group. So now I am working happily. I believe that I will do what I can do at the max. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Divyashri. I'm from Bangalore. I'm a physically challenged person. My disability is due to muscular dystrophy since from my birth, which affected both on my legs. I'm staying with my family members. My father is a businessman and my mother, she is a housewife. I'm a certified pharmacist. I'm a graduated from PS University. Currently, I'm working in a company as a Farm Easy as a procurement executive. I joined recently to a company. I was dependent on my parents during my studies and for other needs too. After completion of my studies, I started searching for a job which suits me And even I gave interview to many organizations. I got rejected due to my disability. It took me 1 year for searching a suitable job. One of my neighbors suggested a name, EnAble India. I got registered and undergone a training process. During my training, it was a virtual session during a pandemic. How important a job is suitable for PWD candidate, how to train our mind to see a good in every situation, how to important to follow etiquette in a company, how to set your goal, how to utilize your strength. This is what important we learned during our training process. Me and my sister got a place in a company that I would finally say thank for EnAble India and thank for EnAble volunteer that trained me in a very professional way.
Hello, my name is Shibu and I am representing Triveni, which stands for Training and Research Institute, a venture of EnAble India. Our focus is to create human capital that is well equipped to facilitate exponential growth in the disability sector. We do this by offering scalable products and standardized capacity building courses that seek to steer the narrative of livelihood for persons with disabilities. Early this year, when the realities of COVID-19 loomed over us, we took a step back to relook at how this would affect what we do. In our minds, none of us asked, is it possible? Instead, we said, it is possible, and we just need to reconfigure how. With this conviction and our stakeholders in mind, we adapted to the new way of working without compromising on quality and impact. Using the blended learning approach, we have leveraged existing platforms like EnAble Academy to design and disseminate various courses to persons with disabilities embarking on their employability journey. While the pandemic came with several travel restrictions, actually it worked in favor because we could expand the reach of our online learning experiences. Our capacity building programs, such as Train the Trainer course for 2 months and the Disability Professional course for 9 months, have been rolled out for participants across various locations. Let's hear from one such participant.
Hi, myself Ajay Balachandran. I'm from Prajahita Foundation, Kerala. I got an opportunity to join the DPC course from EnAble India. It really feels like reading an epic because EnAble India holds a great treasure of knowledge in working with persons with disabilities, employing them and working with companies and all. So and also all this knowledge is provided to us in like capsule format, like in a certain topics which are like includability and maybe appreciative inquiry, generative listening. All these things give us a great sort of knowledges. And also what how it affects is that we are doing the same thing only, but things are we are able to do that in a very different perspective, uh, and also in a very different state of mind. Thank you so much.
The financial capital from our funder, Bank of America, and the social capital from the team at EnAble India gives us the strength to create human capital for the sector. I would like to thank every individual who has enabled Triveni with their resilience to celebrate the human spirit during these turbulent times. Thank you.
Time for another song.
I'll be singing a song, A Watan, from the movie Razi, sung by Arijit Singh.
वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, है वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, है वतन मेरे वतन, है वतन मेरे वतन। तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से, तू ही मेरी मंजिल है पहचान तुझी से, पहुंचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू, पहुंचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू, है वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, है वतन मेरे वतन, है वतन मेरे वतन। तुझ पे कोई गम की आँच आने नहीं दूँ, तुझ पे कोई गम की आँच आने नहीं दूँ, कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शाद रहे तू, कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शाद रहे तू, है वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, है वतन मेरे वतन, मेरे वतन, है वतन मेरे वतन, मेरे वतन आबाद रहे तू, मेरे वतन आबाद रहे तू, है वतन मेरे वतन आबाद रहे तू।
We can create, co-create, and recreate when passion and commitment go hand in hand. The new initiatives launched this year by no means lack creativity. They have and will continue to leave a mark in the sector. Hear more from the teams that work towards them.
Resilience. I believe that the deaf community is very resilient. Why? Because we face challenges every day. Yet, we stay optimistic. We continue to spread awareness for getting equality as a human right. The new initiative, Here a Million, has two goals. The first is to build a collective community of different partners like NGOs, deaf leaders, hearing allies, etc., who are supporting the deaf community in making their lives better in India. The second is to build strong leadership skills among the deaf for them to become change makers. These are the goals. Why now? Why is this project starting now? I feel that it's a perfect time since the RPWD 2016 Act is in picture. The ISL awareness is increasing. Indian Sign Language is also in process of becoming the official language of the country. The National Education Policy is recognizing Indian Sign Language, and the discussions are happening of how it can better the education system. Here a Million is encouraging more and more deaf leaders to become stronger and spread more awareness about language, accessibility, etc. So all this is happening at a good time. I would like to thank RBL Bank for providing us the grant to support this initiative and all the others who are supporting the vision. Thank you.
That was Dr. Alim.
Hello, everyone. EI Labs is
Suri?
a unified platform for assistive solutions as envisaged by EnAble India. The core goal of EI Lab is to catalyze the community and innovators to bring real user-centric assistive solutions to persons with disability. We, at the end of the day, want to have a zero barrier environment so that all sentient beings can bring forward their agency and creativity to everyday living. The main activities that EI Labs partakes in are as follows. Essentially, we provide support to technology-based startup companies and individuals to stand up their initiatives. The second thing that we do is we aggregate existing solutions and providers, as well as discover new ones, working with both our funders and ecosystems partners, connecting them again to real users as well as valuable use cases. I think this aspect of connecting real users to valuable use cases is very core to EI Labs theme. And finally, what we do is, we envisage that, we will have a real strong community that comes together and drives forward assistive solutions in a very coherent theme. And this is done via many different programs that EI Labs undertakes in like Solution Saturdays and other things. All of this activity is largely funded by the Allegis group, and we're very thankful for them. So, like I mentioned, apart from creating a platform like Solution Saturday and other initiatives to bring people together, this year we launched a one-of-a-kind program called Project Discovery. And this was largely a community-driven initiative where we endeavored to discover, catalog, and disseminate unique solutions so that everyday problems that a person with disability kind of faces can come out in the open for many people to be seen and used. And this program was via video submissions. So on 3rd of December, this program culminated via a prize distribution event sponsored by the Sethi Foundation. And we received, around 600 videos. And many of these videos are going to be cataloged and put on YouTube. Many of them were very unique. And as a result of this, we will then, we would not only have discovered rare solutions to problems, but also, once we put it up on YouTube, this will be a reference, hopefully an encyclopedic reference that others can not only use, but also when more and more people start seeing how people have approached solving their problems, it's going to start a movement where each person feels empowered and thinks that he can not only use these solutions, but also think about how he can innovate in his daily life and come up with even more newer ones. That's why we are calling it a movement. And while doing this, we realized the true resilience of human spirit in many different ways. One of the ones was obvious in the sense that we found people from all corners of India trying to figure out how to solve their problems and making their lives just a bit easier. But like I mentioned at the start, this was a community-driven program where participants were all distributed all over India, and not just participants, even the people who were organizing the event were distributed all over India. And this was largely run as a grassroots program right from our desktops. And that was very interesting to see in terms of no matter what the barrier is, when the goal is right and the thought is right, people come together to solve the problem. And that's the core resilience of all of us put together. And finally, I would like to kind of close by saying that activities such as this and initiatives and platforms such as EI Labs gives us immense confidence that not only are we a resilient lot, but we can also thrive in the face of problems and events because of the core feeling in everybody to make this a better place for everyone, so that we all can lead our lives with a little bit more ease and a little bit more happiness. Thank you, everyone.
Shamsuri.
Hi, this is Naitara. I manage Enable India Solutions, which is the enterprise arm of Enable India. There is me in the team and Vaishnavi. Both of us are like the two women army. We work with companies to drive inclusion of persons with disabilities in companies. And this year, during this lockdown, we've had the time and space to gather our thoughts and the gathered experiences of the last decade and some to come up with a framework for inclusion of persons with disabilities in companies. We're calling it Includeza. You can picture it. It's easy as pizza, Includeza. Get in touch with us, services at includeza.org to learn more. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deepa here. I lead the diversity and inclusion for Dell Technologies. I want to thank Enable India for the long associations that we have had in building inclusion strategy. Some of them have definitely been industry first and paved path for many to mainstream persons with disability into the organization. One such was our program in 2015, where we launched the Profound Internship Program. Here we are talking about persons with severe and multiple disabilities. Some of them were persons with deafblindness, muscular atrophy, and cerebral palsy. The kind of trainings that Enable India provided, to be able to do a job mapping for them and to provide an inclusive, be successful. And most of them today work with Dell. And I also want to start talking about the recent initiative, the Dell Mission 1000 that we launched last year. We created 300 opportunities in the first year. It wouldn't have been possible without Enable India support. The framework of the program is, like touching all aspects within the organization. It talks about hiring, it talks about training individuals, it talks about the CSR initiatives, it talks about supplier diversity and how can we strengthen that space. And it also talks about the ecosystem. How can we make our leaders and team members inclusive and make them more aware of disability? So I want to thank Enable India and the entire team who has been very pivotal to making Dell an inclusive organization. At the same time, I want Deepesh, who have been the role models for all of us to keep us at the edge and wanting to do more. Thank you and have a wonderful, lovely day.
Team Enable India, thank you so
Smriti.
much for all of the efforts R&D Center, truly inclusive with persons with disability. We started working Q1 this year, and in the short period of 8 or 9 months, you've enabled so much and partnered so beautifully with us. So thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward to being able to achieve our objectives that we have set out for ourselves with your partnership by Q1 of 2021. So again, great job guys, and thank you so much for all your support.
Happy AI Day to one and all. The operations team's belief in organization before self saw the team going beyond the call of duty to ensure the support continues virtually and physically. I would be talking of admin and IT as part of the operations. The admin team saw the members reaching out to employees where requests for critical medicines, grocery, medical support were met in trying circumstances and situation as the lockdown unfolded. Seeing an opportunity in adversity, the team front-ended a self-employment model with Wildcraft for setting up of kiosks for sale of masks. The team coordinated the training, inventory management, setting up of kiosks and deployment of persons with disabilities. This ensured income generation for candidates in form of an incentive for sale of each and every mask. The pandemic did not stop the team from executing an infrastructure project for Project Discovering Hands, which involved planning, vendor management, implementation, and execution in about 45 days time frame. The team coordinated the rollout of Corona Kavach, an insurance policy exclusively for COVID cover. The scope of coverage signed off was for a period of 9 months, covering the employee, spouse, and dependent children for Rs 2 lakh per life. The lockdown being lifted in phases saw the team getting back to work in full zeal and taking up of deep cleaning initiative, complete infra maintenance, taking proactive measures in getting the office fully fumigated, and setting up of COVID protocols while entering the office premise. The IT in the organization acts as a central nervous system, coordinating the various impulses to execute any given task. The pandemic saw the new normal of work from home, which saw the IT team bringing to table the new technologies which the employees were able to leverage optimally. To ensure seamless connectivity and minimum disruption in work, the team worked tirelessly in activating VPN, resolving issues remotely, and providing technical support over calls. Activation of VPN also saw the team rolling out the cloud-based endpoint security as a cyber security measure to avoid any form of hacking on their laptops. Team meetings, L&D sessions, training sessions, both internal and external, were effectively managed through collaborative platforms in the form of MS Teams, Zoom, and Google Meet. To ensure readiness in meeting any hardware failure, a pool was created for laptops, which included cannibalization of old parts from the laptops. Thank you.
Releasing the annual report is all the more special this year. Requesting Deepesh Sutaria, co-founder and CEO of EnAble India, to please do the honors.
Very excited to launch the annual report of 2020. Here is a book, and because it is a 20th year, here is celebrating, and our annual report is also very thick. It's about 123 plus pages, and it contains the whole journey of EnAble India and a lot of interesting photos of the team, the names of the team, the founders, various celebration photographs because we celebrated 20 years last year, various statistics and everything, and very excited to see such a collective work which has happened. You can see all the details, and what is exciting is also you can actually go to get some more details with various QR codes which exist in the annual report as well. And so this is the whole annual report, and obviously want to thank the entire team of EnAble India and the stakeholders, all our partners, funders, candidates, and most importantly, the team which made this happen. And thank you so much, Shweta, Gayatri, Maria to put such a wonderful design, Nayantara for the whole leadership, and everybody else, every team member of EnAble India to kind of put the entire annual report and the content to make the content happen. Excellent job. And here is, we also have the finances as well. So great, very excited to launch this, and we hope to send this to all of you in hard copies. So whenever that is possible, so the team will work on that. Hey, thank you very much, and great job whoever made this happen.
Please find the link to the accessible copy of the annual report in the chat section. Thank you.
Okay.
Put on your dancing shoes and groove to this wherever you are.
The next song is for all those who are young at heart. "Ae Mere Zawar Zabi," sung by the great Mannade Saab from the movie Waqt.
ज़ोहर जबी तुझे मालूम नहीं, तू अभी तक है हंसी और मैं जवान, तुझ पे कुर्बान मेरी जान मेरी जान। है मेरी ज़ोहर जबी तुझे मालूम नहीं, तू अभी तक है हंसी और मैं जवान, तुझ पे कुर्बान मेरी जान मेरी जान। ये शोखियाए बातपन जो तुझ में है कहीं नहीं, ये शोखियाए बातपन जो तुझ में है कहीं नहीं, दिलों को जीतने का फन जो तुझ में है कहीं नहीं। मैं तेरी आंखों में पा गया दो जहां, मैं तेरी आंखों में पा गया दो जहां। ऐ मेरी ज़ोहर जबी तुझे मालूम नहीं, तू अभी तक है हंसी और मैं जवान, तुझ पे कुर्बान मेरी जान मेरी जान। तू मीठे बोले जाने मन जो मुस्कुरा के बोल दे, तू मीठे बोले जाने मन जो मुस्कुरा के बोल दे, तू धड़कनों में आज भी शराबी रंग खोल दे। ओ सनम मैं तेरा आशिक़े जाविदा, ओ सनम मैं तेरा आशिक़े जाविदा। ऐ मेरी ज़ोहर जबी तुझे मालूम नहीं, तू अभी तक है हंसी और मैं जवान, तुझ पे कुर्बान मेरी जान मेरी जान। ऐ मेरी ज़ोहर जबी तुझे मालूम नहीं, तू अभी तक है हंसी और मैं जवान, तुझ पे कुर्बान मेरी जान मेरी जान।
We are all here to celebrate Enable India's 21st birthday, reaching adulthood. With adulthood comes great freedom and greater responsibility. Join Shanti and Dipesh in a fireside chat with Moses and Nantara, talking about the incredible journey and the exciting way ahead. Hi Dipesh, hi Shanti.
Hi.
Hi Mosi.
Hi. Moses supposes erroneously. Yes, Moses.
So have you got yourselves a cup of tea, something to chit chat over? Awesome,
Yes.
cheers.
खत्म भी कर दिया.
So I have a few questions, which some of them are from the Enable India family and some of them are from me itself. So of course, one of the things we wanted to actually chat with both of you about is that we've heard so many stories about the genesis of Enable India in a sense, right? How it started, about Hari and how, turning your emotions into actions and all of that. But what I'm really curious to know is that when was that eureka moment? I mean, you couldn't have just gotten up one morning and said that, "Arey yaar, let's just, quit our jobs and start Enable India." So, what was that discussion that happened between the two of you when you decided to actually, translate what you did for Hari into a movement almost?
For example, did we even get married? Okay, it's the same thing how we got married to Enable India. Same thing. Actually, I think things which are very intuitive don't have aha moments. It happens so naturally. You don't even know it's happened. Now just now it's X time. It became one more second. You don't realize it. So till today, Deepesh and I don't think we remember when we've spoken or whatever it is. Just in fact, I don't even think the conversation to start Enable India was more than 5 to 10 minutes, honestly. And that's very before it used to feel a little weird, but then till now we've not asked each other to marry each other, like till now. Hey, we should do that here. So it's a little, it maybe it's not even about organic. Even organic thing you will discuss it, but it has been that intuitive that we burst the bubble on that. Deepesh?
I think it's almost like this we were sitting probably. So I think we had just doing the whole computer training thing. We said, okay, let's do it. We found it happened. The same thing basically like this. We were sitting having chai. We said, oh, we should start enabling. We should start an NGO. Shanti said, Enable India. We should start. We said, perfect name, and that's all. We started.
See, the logic at that time you have to understand was very interesting. Hey, we are going to different people. We are planning to go a little bit here, there, do some chota things, right? For that chota thing, will people, be comfortable just talking to somebody? Oh, if you say I am XYZ from NGO, it may be easier for them to talk to us. It was that simple a logic. But then the surprising thing is, if you look at the charter, everything is still valid, right? Enable India, economic independence with dignity. You didn't need to have all that. So some things are just meant to be, you are pushed in a direction which, then after that I can tell the Lata Mangeshkar song, no? Ye kaha aa gaye hum. Thoda, little.
Yeah, and that perfectly leads to the next question, because today Enable India is so much more than just an organization, right? It's become almost like it's become a way of life. It's become a way of working. It's become an emotion for so many of us. I mean, it's become like an extension of what we hold close to us and what gives us strength. And that, I think that transition, I mean, I can see from the two of you why that transition happened so seamlessly, because I think it embodies everything that both of you stand for in a sense. But how does that make you feel today? Does it make you feel more responsible? Because it would have been just simpler, right? In some sense, to have created an organization, people come, work from 9 to 5 and go home. I mean, we do come, work from 9 to 5 and go home, but then, we sort of live it at, even beyond that 9 to 5. So does that add to a feeling of responsibility, pride, pressure? What does it do to the both of you?
So for me, there are two parts in this question, right? One is regarding the people in the organization. That, I just feel very happy to see everybody the way they are. And, the feeling that even if somebody has left Enable India has not left them, because, so that means Enable India is not about an organization, right? It's about a set of practices and principles, which is really about working on yourself, developing yourself, and just, the values that we have at Enable India. And that is, and since we value everybody with inclusion, it stays with people. There are some principles which we have, our appreciative inquiry and many other things which stay with people, right? So that, is makes me feel very good. The responsibility part, I think, comes from us understanding more that, there is more to be done. What we've done is hardly, is scratching the surface, so to speak, and that's all. And but even if Deepesh and I are not there, things will go better in the world. But it is important that we do this. So I don't know whether I've really answered your question, but this is the feeling I have.
I think just to add, for me it is, I think I always think it's like breathing. I think if you're breathing, I think it's happening, right? It's kind of a natural thing to happen, and it's become, are there pressures, are there things, I think you breathe. I think it's always the case, right? It becomes so natural. At the same time, you do your personal things or you run the organization, it's become very, in some sense, natural. So are there pressures, are there stresses? Yes and no. I think things happen like in a day-to-day life. It's not that here is an organization, because of that this is happening or anything like that.
I want to make one thing very clear. This, Enable India, oh, we started, this happened. Things have happened. We happen to be the founders. It is not because of us something has happened. We've worked on our self-development. We have tried to be true to some values. And when you have the right intent, this would have happened to anybody, who has the right intent and works on their own development, and does not have an ego about what they have done, because we can only do the action. The results are not in our hand, and that cannot change today or cannot change tomorrow. What we can feel pride, we can feel pride for the actions you've done, like, because you still have to show up every day, that you can never take away from any person. Amount of work that every person has to do. If you remember why we created that value chain, there are people, at least that we are founders. Somebody, when we used to make CDs and send to somebody burnt that CD, and without that nothing would have happened, right? Somebody had to post it, somebody had to courier it, somebody did our housekeeping, and that's why we felt like coming to work. So there is each person, when you just do actions, it liberates you. And so this entity, Enable India, this is nothing that we have done. If anybody decides to have pride about that, I think they're in some kind of illusion. This just, it is not something that you can do, and this is what then हमने सोचा था ऐसे ही होगा, sorry, and nothing like that. So no question about it. This is beyond us. Every time we see what's happening at Enable India or outside, we're like, oh wow, so nice, oh this is happening, and we are just glad to be part of it. We are glad to be relevant. अब तक जो तुम कर रहे हो, people are willing to call you for by mistake one webinar, ऐसा वैसा थोड़ा बात किया, बस हो गया, that's all.
So today, it's true that Enable India stands for that conversion of that emotion into action, and we know that this is really, Enable India is just not about organization and staff and people. It's beyond it, right? In the way Shanti you have articulated. But just a question. So, for example, have you thought, or both of you thought, hey, we could have been better prepared to do this, start this? Was there anything like that?
That's funny, right? You remember, like when I went full time, I just thought of doing that for a year, right? Because I felt that I'm not even a manager, or let me become like wise and all that, Now, so I think, in fact, now even more than ever, I feel so ill prepared for the next stages, But I am prepared in the sense that I am okay with ambiguity. I am okay without success every day. I am okay to be foolish looking every day. And that is why it doesn't matter. I know I'm not prepared. Every day you just feel like, hey, what the hell are you doing? You have no idea. And especially because now I'm working on societal platform. I'm just every time I'm looking at where is my time going, where is productivity, I don't know, and that's fine. So I can tell you that there is nothing that is going to prepare you for working on a complex adaptive system with working at a population level, with the diversity that not only exists in India but the world, with the way human evolution on disability has not happened. So we are working on evolution. So there is no question of success, failure. You are going to look like a fool every single day, and every day after some time the fool which becomes a fool, as in flower, so so whatever. This is not going to translate well in sign language, by the way. First I said fool, and second time I said flower, but the the lip movement is the same for fool in Hindi and flower in Hindi. So hopefully that translates well for the deaf.
Absolutely. And the name, Shanti?
What name?
If you have to start the organization again, would you name the organization differently?
I would say Enable World, because I would hate to be so parochial. So like, my border, my India, so if there are people in Mars also, say Enable,
universe.
Enable universe.
Enable universe. Right? You don't want to have borders, because today borders, any kind of border is restricting us. But Enable, yeah, maybe it may have become celebration, right? Because of celebration of human spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a question from the team, and Dipesh, specifically to you, what made you come up with DNA? Like, why DNA? Didn't you have enough to do with Enable India? And why is DNA important or even relevant? So this is for you.
I think DNA was basically because of this whole value chain, like the whole Shanti said, right? when we work on livelihood, I think there is a value chain which is behind, like the people who worked on early intervention to people who worked on education to rehabilitation. There is a lot of huge journey for a person with disability. And we recognize that while we work on livelihood, there is a whole value chain, including that CD somebody made to things, right? There is a lot of uh, collective which is working together. Now, when that is working together, obviously it makes sense to work like a collective, right? And that is where the whole idea of DNA. At the same time, does Enable India work on everything? Because yes, we can go and say work with schools, work with colleges, and everything. Now, obviously, the idea is not to do everything ourselves, but to enable the system, and that's where basically we believe that finally, I think creating a DNA and one voice is important, and that's where the thought came. And the important thing is also for us, putting that person in the center is the most important, and that's where the I think idea is: can we? Because don't forget, we are here to help the person with disability. That's all.
So the other thing you said interestingly, Dipesh, is that, we turned 21 and absolute like adulthood. And so basically, typically with adulthood, you gain agency, right? So what can we look forward to as Enable Indians? Like, what do you think we will do more or we will do in the form of gaining agency in the larger picture? Like, would there be more from the advocacy perspective? Are we looking at doing, using this gravitas that we have built over the last 21 years
No, no,
any differently? Yeah.
absolutely true. And basically, as we become 21, we have that voting rights, which means we become active citizens, right, of the country, which means we have much, much more pressure of the country as well in that sense. So while we kind of become 21 in that sense, I think one of the things, and we have to look at that our responsibility or the opportunity, I would say, to make a difference to the sector, disability sector becomes more important. Now, Enable India is one, but I think the more important is can we focus on the sector? We took that 20 years to build ourselves because it's always I say that if you can't keep your house clean, don't talk about somewhere else. We did took that 20 years to really kind of build ourselves and learn and make mistakes and keep learning and understand in some way few things, right? I think now it's also becoming important with this that we look at the disability sector as a whole and create more collectives like the DNAs and other things and make sure that the right thing happens from the right people. I think that's what is going to be very, very important, which obviously makes that whole maturity level, the thinking of think beyond us, or it's not us, it's the whole sector is going to be very, very important part of it.
And Shanti, what does this mean to you? This adulthood.
Adulthood, I was just thinking about it. So yeah, I suppose when you turn adult, so what would happen, your parents, each one of our parents would have been like, okay, we will give the right culture, right values, and then slowly during teenage years, you act out, you behave a certain way, and then they have no idea what you're going to do in adulthood. But the funny thing is, what parents never realize is that the values always stay with you, and you need to cross lines very often during teenage years. You will, what, shut up, and you behave very badly to the parents. I've done very nice things, with parents, but they're always surprised later that, hey, you behaved like this, right? So Enable India has also gone through some growing pains in the last 4-5 years. Things that may have distracted it and done good things, some okay things, and all that. And I think it's time now to kind of really show what these values ultimately, what it means. The growing pains have happened because suddenly the world becomes bigger, right? Which is true. And so then the teenager gets distracted, is only in the on the iPhone and iPad and this, that, and all that. But I think it's time to show what we really are, and go down to the basics. At the end of the day, I feel like, for example, everybody should not do work for some in a month. Go do registration of candidates. Listen to a parent. In the night, you should be haunted by what that parent told you. For me, especially when a 70-year-old parent comes with a 35-year-old intellectually disabled child, and that parent does not know when they're going to go to the grave, and they still don't find their child settled, you know these are the stories that we need to remember. Every time you are feeling uncentered, like you're doing your work, no, we are purpose driven, and everything is about a story. So what I feel we've lost in the last 3-4 years, and in the staff meetings, for example, is we have lost, sometimes we have the human connect in our teams, we have it, but overall people are not getting the value of the power of every story which is fueling us forward. Every single story. If you have touched the lives of 20,000 this year, every story has to be told. Every story. And your own story of how you evolved. So it is going to be about that power of each one of us, how we have evolved, how that, oh my God, when I met that parent and the parent said everything like that. And our journey of failure, the first stories are of, because there's no failure. It's more like, oh my God, can you believe last year I did this? It's those stories also. Because there's no question of success. You're working with people. So every day there'll be failure, right? So anyway, so that's what I feel. The 21-year-old is going to go back to the basics and see people, see what really it is all about, what it is really about.
It's really interesting because you're talking about it at one level, we're talking about the whole societal platform, moving to the scale mindset. But to you, clearly, that scale mindset does not detract from each and every person's story and the difference you're making in each and every person's life.
Yeah.
It's not different.
It is not different. I'll tell you why. This is a very important point. There, we say mental model. There is this term called mental model, how your brain works. So the people who work very closely with people are afraid of scale. They're afraid of scale because they feel then that person becomes a number, right? But if we understand that when you're talking about the entire country, we have 1 billion stories, and every day there is a story happening with somebody. Every day there are ups and downs. And if we look at scale in that way, that it's about people, and we are happy to be part of your life for a second and alleviate that, then you will understand. Because how am I building the platform is all on stories. I'm seeing that for each person, you want to make sure that so many people get livelihoods. It's not about that. When that person does not even have a pension or a disability certificate, they are not able to think of livelihood at that time. So we have to enable many other things for that to happen. So only when you understand that story, when you know that our own Naveen, our sweet little Naveen, who's now in working in the government, whichever bank, I can't remember now, he used to sleep, I mean, the same guy was such a capable guy, used to sleep 16 hours a day, because nobody expected anything from him as a low vision person. 16 hours a day, how the hell can suddenly somebody become productive, right? And his sister is also a person with low vision. He came to Enable India. How, we only have to ask him the story. I don't know, Moses may know it, right? And I still remember that when he was doing computer training, Arundhati madam came, and we were doing demos, and he just did a demo and I remember clearly it was internet, but I'll not forget, because he was so damn dynamic. That means you could be a sleeping giant, but potential is within you. We immediately took him after the training, and he worked for SBI, by the way, interestingly. Okay. And imagine SBI was starting out at that time. And this fellow, we just put him into something so difficult. Even we didn't know the answers. That's the potential of a person. He went on then to, give a scooter to his dad, who used to take his mother. So then what is that story about? The story is about what money does to you, and how his dad didn't need to carry a gas cylinder, and now could carry it in the scooter, and then started taking his mom for actually almost like their second honeymoon. They started going for weddings together. Mother used to never go otherwise. Now, why is that story important? It reminds you every time. It's not just about economic independence and dignity. हाँ, उसको ये पैसा मिल गया और उसको dignity मिल गया. Rubbish. It's about the dad taking the mom. It's about them repaying loans. It's about people coming to their house today because they have money. People were, they repaid their loans, so people didn't mind coming. The villagers don't want to come. Hey, he'll ask for loan again. Now there is respect. What does money do? It gives you respect. What does money do? It is giving a family back a second honeymoon. What does it do? It makes an old man not walk. These stories should never leave you. And somewhere we may have forgotten these stories. Every day, what does economic independence mean? Maybe we need to revisit. Every day, somebody else should tell, this is what economic independence means. This is what dignity means. So it is only about stories. My God, I'm almost yelling without realizing. You can see it.
No, absolutely. And I think that is the passion and the excitement and the commitment to, that keeps fueling all of us.
Yeah.
Whenever one is low on energy, like you need a dose of Shanti.
You just need a dose of stories.
Totally.
I just get moved by human human endeavor. So for the deaf, right, it's like human endeavor is anything we do, that's endeavor. You just look on the road, everybody busily doing something. That person is sweeping the street, this person is doing this. I just look at the amount of amazing things, everything I don't take for granted. If I'm taking this cup, I'm wondering, how did they come up with this shape? What is that material that went to it? Who discovered that material? I don't need anybody for inspiration. This cup is giving me inspiration of, in this there is ceramic. When would they have discovered ceramic? Look at human beings here and look at this artwork on this. Some person has put this. Then there is the art of making this. Then they would have productionized this. Oh my God. And then I drank tea in this. When did they do tea? How did they know tea was good? Oh my God. I go mad every single day. I can't be short of inspiration ever.
Shanti, you just spoke about the whole human potential and like how I think we were talking about Naveen's example.
Yeah.
How expectations have changed and things like that, right? I'm sure now we are in one way, this whole pandemic, everybody talking about challenges and new way and things like that. But what is the potential that you see now? Given that Deepesh also spoke about the importance of collectives. Both of any thoughts on what is a challenge that is there and the opportunity that is getting presented because of the challenge now?
Yeah.
Mika, put on the lights, all the lights, even the table lamps.
Yeah, even we are getting a little dark here.
Mine also?
Yeah.
No,
mine
only.
No, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
So we had a long chat. It's become dark now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
The fire chat, but fire is missing, is it?
No,
fire is missing.
What is the challenge you see today and the opportunity? You want me to this one? So everybody knows that the challenge is, economy, loss of jobs, loss of opportunities, etc. Right? So what I spoke at the World Economic Forum, that is becoming the opportunity for me today. What I have felt for a long time is that even otherwise, there are less jobs, less, like in general, right? Whatever, jobs are limited. Entrepreneurs need to be more. So I see one opportunity as, we are a country of entrepreneurs, by the way, really, and there are, for me, I don't know, from 2016, I felt the RPWD Act can produce a lot of entrepreneurs, disabled helping disabled, right? If captioning is needed, so I did a back of the envelope calculation at that time. Wait a minute, if we need captioning service in every state, there could be these many entrepreneurs working with the states and troubling them and making sure captioning happens.
Wow.
So that was the opportunity I saw in 2016, and still that has to be realized according to me. But now which I felt for a long time is, coming from the Mission 1000 model. What happened? We looked at not jobs. We didn't look at self-employment only. We looked at opportunity. So what is an opportunity? Exposure opportunity. Train and hire is an opportunity. Buying product from a disabled is an opportunity. Doing outsourced work like car washing is an opportunity, etc. Right? This is what is also an opportunity as per Mission 1000. Now, why this becomes very important now? It is possible that mass of the country, not only disabled, may not get jobs for a long time, and they may not be suitable for the job out there. But I'm thinking, imagine one big Google map where all companies put their opportunities on the map. So you are sitting here in one place, you have no job, you can go for an exposure opportunity in something completely different. Imagine you were doing hospitality before, there is no, the hotels have closed down. Okay, but you go to one place where there's one exposure opportunity in something, right? Data entry or some other thing. You go there, you find out what it is, you come back. At least your mental health, you're feeling little sane because you went and did something and came back. Then you went for another opportunity, you went for another one. Meanwhile, what is happening? The company person is getting an opportunity to meet one totally new person who's not from their sector, and suddenly finds this person very nice and says, hey, why don't you come? Let's try you for some time. That may also happen. You never know. So to me, the opportunity is for people to take the opportunities out there, and maybe they're getting more skilled, different type of skills. I feel the opportunity is for people to be more flexible, and maybe therefore realize that they should only do it this way, be more part of gig economy, give more time to family, because in pandemic they stayed with their family, whatever it is, right? So I feel the opportunity is to create a economies of scale with respect to opportunities, where it democratizes access for opportunities. So democratizing means that everybody gets the same amount, right? It's like a democracy of the people, for the people, by the people. Access, otherwise only Enable India knows what the job is. I won't tell you. Another NGO knows. I won't tell you. Now it's all in the map. So the parent can choose for the candidate. Somebody else can choose what they want. And so this is where what I see as the opportunity. I don't know where it will go, but God knows.
Yeah, I think we can. This is enough conversation to carry on for a few days, but we do have some time constraints. So I just wanted to ask you.
NT, just want to add one thing here, and
Yes, Dipesh.
I think biggest thing from my mind is, I think, how to simplify the thing is the potential and is the challenge which is there, to the simplify the whole complex system which is there in some sense. And I think, just taking the word from societal platform, I kind of definitely believe simplify so that the agency can be restored for every individual. How do we kind of show that there is something in it for me, I connect to it? And I think that is our challenge, and that's what I think our job is going to be, to make sure simplification is important, because then you can kind of really rally and create a moment in that is important.
Correct. And that holds true for within the organization as well as outside the organization. I mean, to rally anyone together, everybody, the group needs to understand what you're saying. And I think that is the power of simplicity. So talking about inside the organization, 104 and counting, I think now we may be 105 and counting. So, and it's been a tough year for everyone. Everyone is, we all have been just carrying on as if is life as usual, business as usual. And it's just so happens that our workplace has changed from office to home. But we have been in the smack in the middle of a pandemic, and I don't think our grandparents have even seen this. I think the last pandemic was the Spanish flu, right? So, in a sense, what is, I had to end this section, what is your message to each and every Enable Indian who's been like holding it together, doing their stuff, doing more than they had thought was possible in these circumstances? So what is that, in simply, what would you like to what is the message you would like to leave them with?
Enjoy this pandemic. It's a brilliant opportunity. Okay, see, since you can't do anything about it, enjoy every day. I've always wanted to go to trek in Sikkim. I'm always wanting to go to different places. Now what I started doing, when I'm walking behind, I'm just going in 3 roads, exactly 3 roads. And now I'm seeing each leaf. I'm seeing how deeper, how much more is. I'm like, oh my God, I passed this road so many times. And every day I'm now looking more at each leaf, but each shape of each leaf, how beautiful it looks. The sun falling on it a certain way. Every single day, I don't know, this pandemic time, since I'm not a migrant, I'm not suffering without a job. If you're not having those problems, you need to know how to enjoy. And if you've not been able to do it, it tells you something. It's showing you a mirror that you have wasted this opportunity. Go deeper. Just look out, look at that leaf. Oh my God, I can die. I've been looking at some the birding, the birds that we've been looking at. And from one tree here, you come to know what all different birds do at different times. Get connected with nature. Get connected with music if you're not deaf. Get connected to doing painting. Get connected to yourself. Enjoy. Chill.
Dipesh, from you?
And I completely agree. And I think the biggest point of enjoy is, I think, find yourself. Try and see if you can kind of listen to your intuition, right? And really spend time with family and others, because have you kind of done that before? And I think more important is also, yes, the whole thing about looking inward. Find this whole time to look at that. What does resilience mean actually? Resilience means flexibility. And I think flexibility is all we have been doing, and working with disability has been that. And but I think important thing is at this time is looking inward more than anything. So that is what is critical.
Okay, Dipesh, Shanti, thank you. I think the sun is actually set on our conversation. Definitely not on Enable India. Like, I think one of the erstwhile queens of England had said the sun never sets on the British Empire. So similarly, like, here's hoping 21 years and counting. And just so very excited for the next year, the new normal, exploring that, if there is such a thing, and looking forward to it. And thank you so much for taking this time out and spending it with all of us. Thank you, Moses. Thank you.
Sounds very formal, yeah. Thank you. And
I had to end on a formal note, na?
So let's celebrate that stuff.
Let's
celebrate.
Yes. That was an amazing time with Shanti and Dipesh. We are now at the end of the evening. This is a day to celebrate and reflect. And the following 364 days are to convert our emotions into actions. Requesting Pranesh sir to end the evening and add to the magic of the moment.
I am honored to be here to pass a vote of thanks for today's celebration. While I do this job, I am reminded of a small story. Recently, there was a virtual conference going on, and people were deliberating on things here and there and were talking about a lot. Abruptly, a voice came from somewhere, and a lady voice said, "I don't understand this." So we could understand that somebody has forgotten to put off his or her phone, and perhaps the Siri was on a call. First of all, I am thankful to all these applications that have made it possible for us to be together in these hard times in pandemic, COVID situations. From far off places, we have been together and we have been pooling our happiness for each other. I'm thankful to all the people who have worked for making possible such applications for our life. I am thankful to our doctors, our medical teams working on the forefront and making life safe for each one of us. I am also thankful to our forces, security people, police, and the people in various offices who are tirelessly working during this pandemic time to make life easy for us. I must place my thanks on record for all our corporate leaders who are supporting us through their CSR program and have lent a lot of faith in us, a lot of confidence in us, even during these difficult times. They have believed that EnAble India will deliver. I must thank them for all the confidence that they have reposed in us. I am thankful to our all well-wishers, to all the people who participate with us in so many programs on our media pages, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and many other places where they support us, where they remain with us, and where they have remained with us in good numbers, even during these hard times. I am thankful to Team EnAble India, who have worked in these difficult days. people, whether they are working for programs, they had abruptly to shift from physical work to virtual work. And this they have done neatly and very correctly. I'm proud of them. I'm feeling great on their behalf. They have delivered what they were otherwise expected to deliver physically. They have delivered it through virtual meetings and virtual trainings with their teams, with the candidates, with the funders and everybody, with the partners. I'm thankful to the partners of EnAble India who have been experimenting a lot with us, from whom we have learned a lot, who have learned a lot from our models and frameworks. I'm thankful to them for all they have done for us. I'm thankful to our all retail funders all over the globe who keep on sending us small amounts of money here and there. And that's what makes us work for the sector, work for whole disability, for dignity of people with disability. I thank you all once again, along with your families. Please stay safe. अपना अच्छे से ख्याल रखिएगा, स्वस्थ रहिएगा, खुश रहिएगा. Thanks a lot. God bless.
Okay, guys, all good things come to an end. I know. But you know what? Thank you so much for spending the time. And we had a lot of fun and a lot of singing and a lot of inspiration. And it was so wonderful to hear from all of you, from our funders, from all the colleagues, our NGO partners. It was a very interesting evening. Thank you so much once again for you spending time with us. And it really means a lot to us. Hopefully, next year, we should be able to meet in person. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you.
Now look behind the scenes. Concept Pranesh sir. Video direction, production and edit Frank. Core team Hema, Shalini, Nantara and Kavya. Design Maria. IT support Shivakumar BR. Inclusion champions Charan and Shivakumar N. A very special thank you to Gayatri, Natish and our sign language interpreters Saurav and Sarah.